Hello again, everybody. This is Derek coming at you with some more Skyrim. Okay, so the queen here, Ellis of the Fair, um, she. We finished her quest in the lighthouse, and after speaking to her, she gave me an additional quest to go to a cave and do something. What is it? The body double. Help clear the chill wind depths. She has a bounty letter on a cave near Dragon Bridge. She wants to go check it out. Okay, she's turning into quite the adventurer. Okay, but before we do that, we're going to read Fae Folk 2. I don't know if I picked that up already. Looks like I got a lot of books. Okay, I got a spell tome. Yeah, I don't think I picked it up. So, this is what we are going to do. Okay, perfect. And then we're going to go here. Fae Folk 2. Oh, hello. Seems a little dark in here, wouldn't you agree? Let's see if we can lighten this place up. It didn't change anything. Okay, but let's go ahead and read this book. Courage. You know what we're going to do? I'm going to give courage to Ellis.
I feel like all of Skyrim is focused on just the two of us. Of course.
Okay.
Oh, that's so sweet of you. Thanks.
I don't know if there's really anything. Yeah, that's it right there. That's a pretty sizable diamond ring. All right, so let's read Fae Folk 2. Fae Folken, or Folken. Book 2 by Wagon Jarth. After the test has been given, and Von Guldak and Taxum had demonstrated their knowledge of elementary conjuration, the great sage told them that they were free to enjoy the day. The two lads, who most afternoons fidgeted through their lessons, refused to leave their seats. You told us that after the test you'd tell us more of your tale about the scribe and his enchanted quill, said Taxum. You've already told us about the scribe, how he lived alone and his battles with the temple secretary over the bulletin he scripted for posting, and how he suffered from the crimson plague and couldn't speak. When you left off, his messenger boy had just had his master's quill enchanted with the spirit of the Daedra named Fae Folken. Oh. There's a Daedra name. I thought they were talking about just the Fae folk. You know what I mean? Okay. Added Volgildak to aid the great sage's memory. As it happens, said the great sage, I was thinking about a nap. However, the story does touch on some issues of the natures of spirits and thus is related to conjuration. So I'll continue. Tharbad began using the quill to write the temple bulletin, and there was something about the slightly lopsided, almost three-dimensional quality of the letters that Tharbad liked a lot. Into the night, Tharbad put together the Temple of Ariel's bulletin. For the moment, he washed over the page with the Feyfoken quill. It became a work of art, an illuminated manuscript crafted of gold, but with good, simple, and strong vernacular. The sermon excerpts read like poetry, despite being based on the archpreach's workmanlike exhortations of the most banal of the Elysian doctrines. The obituaries of two of the temple's chief benefactors were stark and powerful, pitiful, mundane deaths transitioned into world-class tragedies. Tharbad worked the magical palette until he nearly fainted from exhaustion. At 6 o'clock in the morning, a day before deadline, he handed the bulletin to Gorgos for him to carry to Alfurs, the temple secretary. As expected, Alfurs never wrote back to compliment him or even comment on how early he had sent the bulletin in. It didn't matter. Tharbad knew it was the best bulletin the temple had ever posted. At 1 o'clock on Sundas, Gorgon brought him many messages. The bulletin today was so beautiful, when I read it in the vestibule, I'm ashamed to tell you I wept copiously, wrote the archpriest. I don't think I've seen anything that captures Ariel's glory so beautifully before. The cathedrals of Firsthold pale in comparison. My friend, I prostrate myself before the greatest artist since Galal. The archpriest was, like most men of the cloth, given to hyperbole. Since Tharbad was happy with the compliment, more messages followed. All of the temple elders and 33 of the parishioners, young and old, had all taken the time to find out who wrote the bulletin and how to get a message to congratulate him. And there was only one person they could go through for that. Alfurs. Imagining the dragon lady besieged by his admirers filled Tharbad with positive glee. He was still in a good mood the next day when he took the ferry to his appointment with his healer, Telemichel. The herbalist was new, a pretty Redguard woman who tried to talk to him, even after he gave her the note reading, "My name is Tharbad Hulzik, and I have an appointment with Telemichel for 11 o'clock. Please forgive me for not talking, but I have no voice box anymore." "Has it started raining yet?" she asked cheerfully. The diviner said it might. Tharbad frowned and shook his head angrily. Why was it that everyone thought that mute people liked to be talked to? Did soldiers who lost their arms like to be thrown balls? It was undoubtedly not a purposeful, cruel behavior, but Tharbad still suspected that some people just liked to prove that they weren't crippled too. The examination itself was routine horror. Telemichel performed the regular invasive torture, all the while chatting and chatting and chatting. You ought to try talking once in a while. That's the only way to see if you're getting better. If you don't feel comfortable doing it in public, you could try practicing it by yourself, said Telemichel, knowing her patient would ignore her advice. Try singing in the bath. You'll probably find you don't sound as bad as you think. Tharbad left the examination with the promise of test results in a couple of weeks. On the ferry ride back home, Tharbad began thinking of next week's temple bulletin. What about a double border around the last Sundus? Offering plate. Announcement. Putting the sermon in 2 columns instead of 1 might have interesting effects. It was almost unbearable to think that he couldn't get started on it until Alper sent him information. When she did, it was with the note, "Last bulletin a little better. Next time, don't use the word fortuitous in place of fortunate. The words are not, if you look them up, synonymous." In response, Tharbad almost followed Telemachel's advice by screaming obscenities at Gorgos. Instead, he drank a bottle of cheap wine, composed and sent a suitable reply, and fell asleep on the floor. The next morning, after a long bath, Tharbad began work on the bulletin. His idea was for putting a light shaded effect in this special announcements section. Had an amazing textural effect. Alpers always hated the extra decorations he added to the borders, but using the Feyfoken quill, they looked strangely powerful and majestic. Gorgos came to him with the message from Alpers at that very moment, as if in response to the thought. Tharbad opened it up. It simply said, "I'm sorry." Tharbad kept working. Alper's note he put from his mind, sure that she would soon follow it up with the complete message. "I'm sorry that no one ever taught you to keep right hand and left hand margins the same length," or "I'm sorry we can't get someone other than a weird old man as scribe of our bulletin." It didn't matter that she was sorry about. The columns from the sermon notes rose like the massive pillars of roses, crowned with unashamedly ornate headers. The obituaries and birth announcements were framed together with a spherical border as a heartbreaking declaration of the circle of life. The bulletin was simultaneously both warm and avant-garde. It was a masterpiece. When he sent it off to Alpers late that afternoon, he knew she'd hate it and was glad. Tharbad was surprised to get a message from the Temple of Loridus. Before he read the content, he could tell from the style that it wasn't from Alpers. The handwriting wasn't Alpers, usually belligerent slashing style, and it wasn't all in Alpers' usual capital letters, which read like a scream from oblivion. "Tharbad, I thought you should know. Alpers isn't at the temple anymore. She quit her position yesterday, very suddenly. My name is Vanderthill, and I was lucky enough, let me admit it now," I begged pitifully, "to be your new temple contact. I'm overwhelmed by your genius. I was having a crisis of faith until I read last week's bulletin. This week's bulletin is a miracle. Enough. I just wanted to say I'm honored to be working with you. Vanderthill." The response on Sundus after the service even astonished Tharbad. The archpriest attributed the massive increase in attendance and collection plate offerings entirely to the bulletin. Tharbad's salary was quadrupled. Gorgos brought over 120 messages from his adoring public. The following week, Tharbad sat in front of his writing plank, a glass of fine Torvali mead at his side, staring at the blank scroll. He had no ideas. The bulletin. His child, his second wife, bored him. The third-rate sermons of the archbishop were absolute anathema, and the deaths and births of the temple patrons struck him as entirely pointless. Blah, blah, he thought as he scribbled on the page. He knew he wrote the letters blah blah. The words had appeared on the scroll were a necklace of pearl on a white neck. He scrawled a jagged line across the page. It appeared in though that damned beautiful Fayfoken quill. Glory to Ariel. Tharbad slammed the quill and poetry spilled forth in a stream of ink. He scratched over the page, blotting over everything, and the vanquished words sprung back up in different form, even more exquisite than before. Every daub and splatter caused the document to whirl like a kaleidoscope before falling together in gorgeous asymmetry. There was nothing he could do to ruin the bulletin. Fayfoken had taken over. He was a reader, not an author. Ask the great sage, what was Fayfoken from your knowledge of the school of conjuration? What happened next? Cried von Goldak. First, tell me what Fayfoken was, and then I'll continue the story. You said it was a Daedra, said Taxum, and it seems to have something to do with artistic expression. Was Fayfoken a servitor of Azura? But the scribe may have been imagining all of this, said von Goldak. Perhaps Fayfoken is a servitor of Sheogorath, and he's gone mad. Or the quill's writing makes everyone who views it, like all the congregation at the Temple of Ariel, go mad. Hermaeus Mora is the Daedra of knowledge, and Hercene is the Daedra of the wild, and the Daedra of the revenge is Boethia, pondered Texim, and then he smiled. Fayfoken is a servitor of Clavicus Vile, isn't it? Very good, said the great sage. How did you know? It's his style, said Taxim. Assuming that he doesn't want the power of the quill now that he has it, what happens next? I'll tell you, said the great sage, and continued the tale. In the third book. Okay, so this guy has a quill.
It's a fine day with you around.
I know, isn't it? It's always good. Okay, so this priest or this temple scribe has a quill that lets him write. My mind is going a million different directions right now. It gives him the ability to write eloquently. Okay.
I think I'm in the mood for a little fun.
Wait a second. How did you get down there? Okay, what time is it?
Ooh, careful, Thane. You crossed the Blackbriars, and now they'll come after us with their extremely deadly assassins.
Okay, I need to find Lydia and tell her just to pack sand. And I need to find Takata, which I think I've already told Takata to hit the beach. There's Ingen. She can hang. Okay, I can't. No biggie deal. We're gonna go, it's early in the morning. I'm gonna take the Queen, I'm gonna take Jordis, and I'm gonna take Freya. And we're gonna go look at that cave. Okay, I got something like in my throat right here. I need to do is gargle. I can't.
If you keep touching me there, I am going to have a problem walking correctly.
Okay. I like hearing that. Let's go. There's the... Okay, so... It kind of looks like it's at the end of a river kind of deal. Said it was near Dragon Bridge. I guess I could go to Dragon Bridge. That's not that far from Solitude. Cross the bridge and just go down. That's what we're gonna do.
Can I help you?
No thanks. There's the bridge. Come on, ladies. Okay. You might have noticed as well that Elisif doesn't have glass armor anymore. She has one of the outfits that I bought at the outfit shop. Yeah. Okay, this is asking me to cross the road, cross the bridge, and then go. The road is probably on this side, but I want to be on this side. Well, let's see what we can do about forcing it. I don't know if the ladies would follow me. What? How'd they get all the way over there? Teleported or something. This should all be easy for them to follow. Okay, whatever. They're choosing their own path. I think this is where we want to be. Yeah.
honorably.
Let's see what the Queen has to say. Lady Elisith. Adventurer.
It seems to me that you are addicted to potions.
I'm a what? Cut you off.
Hello, my love. Let's get going then.
Yeah, I've got it selected.
We cannot let one of those bastards in.
I see spider webs.
I don't like where this is going.
We do not have time for fooling around in here.
Are they dead?
Surrender!
Behind you.
Gone now, I suppose.
That should be the last one, right? Oh, I need wood out. Okay. You have been poisoned. I don't have a potion of cure poison. But I know it will just wear off after a moment. What it says. I don't see any of that. We're gonna hurry to get over that wall. I see you over there. Oh, there's a farmer. Okay, that was the only reason why we came this way. Because of the chest.
To address me is to court death, knave.
I can't jump up these things? Come on now.
For honor!
Enjoy your last breath.
I thank you for your protection, Army.
First,
Ouch.
I will take your lands, then your lives.
What's next?
I got water in my ears because it feels like you can hear it. It's you missed.
Enjoy your last breath.
And so it ends. There was no other way it could end. I will strike!
Did I say big kahuna?
Victorious again. It is too easy to fall into a hole here or step on a weak spot in the floor.
Surrender! Bah! We must not fail in this struggle.
Victorious again.
Arrows to the face.
Let me know if you have anything you need from me. Good. One less worry for my people.
Not to put a fine point on it? What?
Yes. I suppose so, but innocent people need my protection. We must help my people. They do nothing of the sort. They cower behind their walls. I can't. No one takes me seriously. You are Thane of Hafengar. I need you to help me. These filthy beasts must be purged. Well, I guess I'm not the Jarl after all. You must have me mistaken for someone else. Yeah, but it hardly matters though, so don't you worry about it. Don't you see? Nobody cares about Elisif. Nobody trusts her leadership. That's generous of you to say. You're a good friend. What do you think I'm trying to do? I've told you, I need to understand what's best for our people. Look, you're an adventurer. You're a true hero of Skyrim. Hafengar's people respect you, even fear you. You ask me to be a good leader? I couldn't ask for a better teacher than you. I just want to learn. I need adventure. Maybe I'll be able to become a hero, just like you. And someday I'll rule Skyrim as High Queen. Ah, good. Why, yes. Yes, of course. Now, let's kill dragons. Oh. Indeed.
Pit fighter. Wear your armor, carry your sword, let your court know that you're ready to
Wait.
fight.
Sure, you're serious. All right then. You lead. I'll follow.
Actually, I don't mind her
Do not
following
worry.
me.
I am by your side and will protect you.
Are you jealous?
I am sorry for getting in your way.
Are you jealous? You think she's jealous? There's a torn note. They fill upon as it does, doesn't let me go. Boom. Done. So, if I want her to wear her armor at court, we're gonna have to go get her some good armor. How do we get out of here? I didn't go that way. Ladies? Oh, let's go. Enemies nearby. Oh, I guess they count that as an enemy. Come here, you.
We'll stop here.
What was...
Like crabs. There we go. Alright guys, so what we're going to do is I'm going to go in and buy a new outfit for the queen. Get her to switch over to it. And then as soon as I get her to change over, then I will come back. And apparently she likes light armor. So I'm going to find some good light armor that makes her look like a queen. Maybe one of the ones with the real high backs or big puffy shoulders or something. I don't know. So it's going to take me a minute. So I'll be right back once we get that complete. Alright guys, we got her a new outfit. I think it looks a little more regal. You guys in the comments can tell me what you think. I swapped out Jordis's outfit as well. There you go. You can see she's got a different outfit. It's not Lydia's. And then there's the regal outfit. She still has the glass. There you go. She got the fur shoulders. She's got these little wings coming up. And I think that looks pretty good. We're going to go ahead and take her back to the Blue Palace, even though this might take her out of my follower status. But that's okay. That's okay. Oh yeah, also by buying and selling in that shop, I was actually able to level up.
Best offense is a good defense, am I right?
You are right. No, it's the other way around. Best defense is a good offense. But also, the best defense is a good defense. I'm not sure who we're supposed to talk to here, but her body double is up there. Or maybe it's not up there.
Steward, I will need the following reagents for my studies. Please see to them.
Miss Stentor, these are quite expensive. I trust you know how limited the Hold's funds are at this time.
Yes, and I'm also aware of how necessary my divinations and wards have been in the city's defense.
Wait
My
a second.
experiments are all I ask for in return.
Very well,
You're just wearing chainmail.
but I suspect her grace will not be pleased.
And? I've seen Jarls come and go. This one only became Jarl because her husband died. She'll be replaced in a matter of months.
Miss Stentor, watch your tongue in the Jarl's court.
On threat of what, exactly? This city wouldn't run without me. Now, if you'll excuse me,
Oh
my
my
work will
gosh.
wait.
Was I not paying attention?
Do you have business with the court? Where have you been? The Jarl of Hafingar has been kidnapped. Elisif is missing. Jarl Elisif and her guards ambushed outside Dragon Bridge.
She's right here.
What are you talking about? You found Elisif? You saved the Jarl. We will sing of you forever. What? What? What?
Falk, it's a body double to protect Elisif.
Wait. A body double of the Jarl. By the gods, you're serious. I can't believe it.
Falk, I'm right here. However, it is true my double is gone.
I think we need to save her.
What? Why should we care about that pretender? Perhaps a more
Let me know if you have
tempered
anything you need from
reaction
me.
might be called for.
How can I serve you, my Those Thane? people will always be safe under my rule.
I could have swore I took that off of her. Yeah. He's not wearing this hauberk. Or this helmet. Okay. Maybe she just likes walking around like that inside.
Lead on. Oversee this work personally.
But that's nonsense. You're the Jarl. You can't just leave.
I've just been out fighting monsters. I will protect my people.
By yourself?
No, with my Thane.
Lady Elisif, protector of solitude. I've never seen anything like it.
We're going, but we need to know the way.
According to my scrying, she's inside a cave. Here, I'll mark the location on your map.
Good luck.
I'm right behind you. Lead on.
All right, we're going to do that. You ready? Okay, I gotta fix this issue. And she's in the right outfit. Alright. Alright, ladies. Rescue the body double. You know it. I didn't think Elisif was going to go on this many quests with me. But I dig it.
We cannot let one of those bastards in!
Who knows what could be down there?
We've been here before. Wow, you look a lot better like that. I like the trim, the way the light shines off of it. Yeah, that looks way better.
I am certain that book contains many secrets.
Yep, you're right. We're here to rescue somebody. Did I miss a turn? That looks like a doorway. Am I stuck? What's going on? Yeah, it's empty because I've been there before. Okay, there's got to be a pull. Or that's the way we come back out. You do not have the correct ingredient. What do I need? Okay, rescue the body. Take Ella to rescue the body. Okay, I'm curious. I don't remember what I need. Lost Echo Cave. I don't want to exit. I want to look for the right ingredient.
Do not hesitate to ask if there's anything that I can do.
Can you solve this puzzle? I don't think it's one of these. Or one of these. Oh. Interesting. Balmer. Oh, hello.
The enemy must not pass.
What are you doing?
Hitting you in the back? By accident? It's the proto-molecule. Yep, there we go.
Did you find anything good?
Found 9 gold.
We must not fail in this struggle.
Thank you for growling
You
at
do
me.
not scare me.
Thank you for growling at me and letting me know you're behind me.
My enemies fear me. Oh! For honor!
A little bit of skin there.
Let me know if you have anything you need from me.
I do. I want to train you. Here it is.
Of course.
I don't know how many spells you have. Or if you're any good with any of them.
Let's get going then.
I would be glad to help you.
Okay, we just went around in a circle.
There was no other way it could end.
There she is.
I suppose that is of no use to them anymore.
It's a fine day with you around. You came for me. How did you know? I thought I was going to die in here. Thank you. Let's get out of here.
Wow, I've got 2 Elisifs.
Whoa! Hope you know what you're doing with those flames there. Be well. Pray for Solitude and my husband.
I'm not sure which one's which. Okay, there's Freya, there's both Elisifs, and there she comes. There's Jordis. They're coming, it's just coming slow. It'll be like twin sisters.
If you have business, please see Falk Firebeard, my steward. Be well. Pray for Solitude. And my husband.
Okay. Hello, guard.
Do you have business with the court?
I do.
The Jarl is not to be disturbed with common affairs at court. You direct up. Aye. Amazing. There's 2 Jarls. Ah, yes. Very interesting. Glad to have Elisif back home. Another job well done. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
But I'll wager Elisif will reward you. Between the sheets, no doubt.
That's right.
Should be fun.
Oh my gosh. Speak to Elisif and the body double.
I'm right behind you. I'm very fond of you. You've been a great help to me. What can I do for you? Lead on.
Okay, where'd the body double go? Okay, where did she go? These are my girls. She might have made a beeline straight for her bed. 'Cause it's an hour after midnight. Now this is the vampire dude, chick. I see an arrow. Okay, I'm a little confused. What is this? I didn't mean to go there. First time I've been on that little balcony. Oh, there she is.
I knew you'd come from... Hello, my love. Oh, so terrible. It was scary in there. I thought I was going to die in there. Well, I feel better now, thanks to you. Yeah, I'm a bard from the Bard's College here in Solitude. Our hero claims a warrior's heart. You're one of us, aren't you? Always good to see a fellow bard. Maybe.
Did you get this special training?
Good, good. I'm giving them a good performance. I was trained in politics back in Cyrodiil. It was part of the bargain. I must play my part. Elisif, of course. Wouldn't want them to think I'm part of the common rabble now. I thank you for your protection and for my life.
Absolutely.
My double is safe. You took care of me. You took my sadness away. You saved us. You will be very generously rewarded. Believe, believe, the Dragonborn comes.
What was it? What's going on? Elisif and Elisif, twin divisions of beauty, drew close to the Thane of Solitude on either side. Each one kissed the Thane, and then each one began to undress. I might have to edit this. Hang on. Or maybe not. Okay, we got lucky. Wonder if that means something. Okay. Okay, so is that the end of the quest?
I feel like all of Skyrim is for... I'd like to figure out how many dragons there are in Skyrim. Come on, let's kill dragons.
From orphan to pit fighter to to Jarl to dragon
Someday
slayer.
I'll take my rightful place as High Queen. But for now, there's so much to learn about Skyrim. Let's see it together.
Absolutely. I'm gonna take you with me. Let her be the Jarl. You can be an adventurer with me. But at this hour, let's go home. Can't take that? Oh, dang. Now, where is that room? Ah, there it is.
This location appears to be well fortified. We should be safe here.
Look at that back. Two, what are those? Not, okay, maybe they're seahorses? I don't know, it's hard to tell. I got a couple of old sets of armor that I'm gonna have to put in a cabinet somewhere. This is your new home. Springwood Estate. Just seems dark in here. Maybe they turn out the lights later at night. Okay, guys, this is where we're gonna break. I'm going to drop off some gear, rest for the rest of the night, and we'll start in the morning. I think I'm gonna leave. I don't think I'm gonna leave any of them. I think I'm gonna take all three of them with me again. I like this little group. All right. Well, I'll see you in the next video.